What's going on, you guys? EP09 back here with another video, and I have a few updates for you all today. But before we get to that, if you enjoy this content, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I've really been enjoying bringing you guys the best quality bodybuilding content on YouTube, and I have some big plans for this channel when it really takes off. So if you enjoy this content, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and thank you all for your support so far. I really appreciate it. So I wanted to start off this video with an update from Ramon Dino. Ramon has the Arnold Classic coming up in a few weeks where he's going to square off with a couple of the other top classic physique athletes in the world. Most notably for me, Urs Kalasinski and Mike Sommerfeld. And Ramon is the heavy favorite to come in and win this show. Now, what does Ramon need to do in order to win? Ramon needs to improve on his posing, and it looks like he's been concentrating on that a bit since the Olympia. Ramon's physique is really topped out at this point. He's at his weight cap for his height, and I really don't know how you can improve on conditioning like Ramon brought to the Olympia. I think him and Chris Aceto really nailed it, but Ramon can certainly improve on his presentation. A lot of people criticized Ramon at the Olympia, and some have even said that his physique was definitely the second best on stage that night, but his posing was well below that placing. No different than the open division, the Arnold Classic is judged just a little bit differently than the other shows too, where the emphasis is certainly on aesthetics and overall presentation, as well as the physique. Actually, one could argue that in the classic physique category at the Arnold, it's even more important, so Ramon really needs to bring it. We know that Urs Kalasinski is going to bring a great posing routine. Urs is a great poser, especially given his background of, actually, maybe not everybody knows this, his father was actually a national level weightlifter back in Poland, and his mother was a professional ballerina. So, those factors actually do match up quite well as an influence for the classic physique division when you think about it. So, like I said, Ramon has his hands full. Now, Ramon also felt that he had a lot of weight on his shoulders after the Olympia as well. He really was down on himself. So hopefully Ramon has improved on his mental game since after the Olympia. It happens to a lot of guys, though, after these big competitions, actually, which, in Ramon's case, he lost to Chris Bumstead, so really, he shouldn't be overly upset. And I think Chris might do one or two more Olympias and then call it quits on competing, to be honest. And that is when it will be Ramon's time. Plus, second in the world, he should be ecstatic. But look, I'm sure that Ramon has improved his mental game by now and he's focused on the Arnold. So if we see Ramon Dino with that crazy physique and improved posing, he's really going to be dangerous on that Arnold stage. Now, another guy that's going to make an appearance at the Arnold is Phil Heath. Of course, Phil won't be competing, but Phil has been pretty active in the last year or so, as a commentator of the Olympia for the live stream, and I know that he was just at the LA Fit Expo that just recently took place. Phil recently released a video on his Instagram where he's doing a cold plunge, and he speaks about the added benefits of that, which I actually know a thing or two about. Fun fact about me, I'm actually a commercial diver and I own a commercial diving company. We operate all year long and I've done many winter dives, so yeah, I know a thing or two about cold water. Anyway, aside from the cold water therapy, Phil shows his stomach in this video, and of course, his stomach is primarily why Phil lost the 2018 Olympia to Sean Roden, may he rest in peace. So how does Phil's stomach look here? It's not really fair to judge, to be honest, you guys. Phil obviously still looks great and is holding on to some size, but he obviously is not training and eating even like a competitive bodybuilder in the off-season. I think proportionately for what we can see, it's not any better or any worse, but until Phil decides to really get back on the super supplements and the food in preparation for a competition, we'll say, we really don't know if his stomach distension is resolved. Now, I do think taking the time off of PEDs and the copious amounts of food can only do some good for shrinking his waist back down to its former glory. But it is good to see Phil is still active in the bodybuilding community and, still happy in his everyday life. When you spent the majority of your professional career with the nickname The Dream Killer and was always portrayed as the villain, which Phil was during his reign as Mr. Olympia. I don't know if the younger fans out there actually would have known that, but yeah, Phil was not well liked in the public eye of bodybuilding fans after he won, a couple Olympias anyway. He was really labeled as the villain. Phil has since curved that, I feel, and we'll wait for any announcement that he's going to get back in the competition shape and really start hammering out those heavyweights in the gym again. Now, speaking of heavyweights, This next update might feature someone not only lifting the heaviest weights, but also the most unconventional way to lift some of those weights. And as bodybuilding fans and avid weightlifters, I'm sure all of you guys won't be able to help but, be as impressed as I was when I first saw it. Some of you may have heard of this guy. His Instagram handle is It's Dreams World, his YouTube too, actually. And the second I saw this guy, I don't remember what the first video I saw was, because honestly, I instantly just went through like 30 videos in a row. This guy is insane. Now, I did some looking around online, and well, for however correct the internet can be sometimes. This guy's name is Christopher Terrell. He's 31 years old, 6'4", reportedly 260 pounds, and he was actually a college-level professional football player, and obviously is still a Mortal Kombat fan, and me too, actually. I do love Mortal Kombat. So, anyway, I wanted to show you guys some of my favorite clips that I found here. I mean, okay, let's just take a look at this one here. How can you even have the bone density or the bicep tendon and muscle strength to pull this off? He's not wearing any wraps, no support, and he gets down to parallel in the squat and then racks the weight. Like, I mean, how? a normal person, even the professional powerlifters out there would crush, like their forearms would crush under this kind of weight. Look, here's another one here. Look at this one. An 800-pound squat? 800 pounds? Like, this is not something that you see every day, you guys, He can bench 605 too. I mean, yeah, but he can bench 605 raw. I mean, what kind of monster is this guy? And those are just a couple of his conventional lifts. Take a look at some more of his unconventional lifts here. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people out there that'll immediately go to the, fake weights argument here. But to be honest, this is the one guy that I saw and immediately believed that the weights were real. He actually is under a lot of strain, and you can see it in his lifts. Anyway, this guy is so far off from using fake weights that I don't even want to say fake weights anymore in this video. I mean, just look at the things that this guy can do. It's crazy. Nobody out there is doing stuff like this, especially with these kinds of weights. Super, super impressive. It's the kind of lifts where your jaw just drops when you see them, and, you want to get down to the gym and show all your friends the videos before you guys start lifting. Honestly, every video this guy does is crazy. The list goes on and on for what this guy can do. I think my favorite one, though, actually, has got to be this one here. I don't know why it was my favorite, but this one's my favorite. More! Fuck you. So yeah, I'm going to put a link for It's Dreams World in my description down below. Please go and follow this guy's Instagram and his YouTube. Like, it's insane stuff, and I know I'll be watching for all of his updates, and he posts regularly too. So that's it for me in this video, you guys. Leave me a comment down below on what you guys think. Do you think Ramon Dino can improve on his posing enough before the Arnold to come and beat the master of posing in classic physique, Urs Kalasinski? Do you think Heath will ever compete again, or has Phil proven enough to the fans and, to himself? And let me know if this is the first time you guys have ever heard of It's Dreams World, and leave me a comment down below on what you guys think of his lifts. Thanks for tuning in to EP09. Be sure to like and subscribe.